We speak student.
The Lorax, a la Shmoop. For a children's author, Dr. Seuss took on some pretty heavy subject matter, especially for a guy who routinely used words like groovyless and miff-muffered-moof. In the Lorax, he takes on the issue of the environment, and his message is loud and clear. Oh, wait. What message was Dr. Seuss trying to convey? Okay, one possibility is that Seuss was trying to point a "you're killing the environment" finger at big business. Keep in mind when the Lorax was written. These days, a lot of people make an effort to stay green. But back in the early 70s, being environmentally conscious was just weird.
Weirdo.
Smog had enveloped cities. A river in Ohio had literally caught on fire. We even needed a giant owl to remind us not to litter. Give a hoot! So when the Lorax was published in 1971, it definitely struck a nerve. A lot of this may have to do with the portrayal of the once-ler. The once-ler set up shop and hooked up all his family and friends with sweet gigs, knitting thneeds. His only real desire was to bigger his business. And we all know how that turned out. So does the once-ler represent capitalism at its greediest? Was Dr. Seuss' main message that industry is basically destructive? Or maybe it's less about the once-ler and more about the Lorax. After all, the Lorax was not very fun to be around. Sure, he had a noble cause, but let's face it, he was not the sort to try and meet the once-ler halfway on anything. It's no wonder the once-ler kept tuning him out. All he heard was bad, bad, bad. And that was the common perception of environmentalists back in 1971. All they could do is naysay. So maybe Dr. Seuss is also pointing a finger at people who talk a big game, but never actually do anything to clean up the environment. But there is one more character and one more possibility. In the end, paradise is lost, and the once-ler reveals that he's in possession of one last truffula seed. He is clearly troubled by his previous deeds. Even so, he doesn't plant the seed himself, but instead passes the responsibility to some kid he just met. The once-ler got his 15 cents and got to wash his hands of the whole affair. So maybe that's the book's main message. It's up to you, young reader, to clean up this environmental mess. It's clear that Dr. Seuss was trying to send a message about the environment, but what was that message? Was he trying to blame big business for environmental issues? Was he arguing that environmental activism takes more than just lecturing? Or was he just saying that it is up to the next generation to, fix everything? Shmoop amongst yourselves. Stay green.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?